Hello, hello. This is Tina from VF Feng Shui, and here we are, Jeremy from Create with Jay.
Hi.
This is our energy update. We do it monthly, so hopefully you're enjoying our little get-togethers. We try to keep it brief, but we kind of get talking and stuff comes out, and we just haven't even talked about this month at all. We've just been kind of reflecting on this past month, and we thought let's just hit record and jump in right now.
Yeah.
We are entering on November 8th, I believe, the month of the yin metal pig. Okay, so let's think about this for a minute. We're just coming out of a yang metal dog, which was high anxiety, really wanting things to be safe, doesn't like change. Too much happening is a little bit too much for a dog to handle. Might be yang metal around creating boundaries, setting more structure to plan things. And now we're moving into yin metal. So this is a softer metal. It's a little more flexible, right? So that rigidness, wanting to really, like stand your ground of last month, needs to move into more of a flexible space. We
Yeah.
need to like give, right? This is a give and take world
Yeah.
relationships that we have, right? We give a little bit of money and we get electricity back, or we give a little time and we get this back. So a little bit more give and take. And the pig energy is right in line with that dog. It is about home and family. It is about the luxuries and creating a beautiful space, preparing for the holidays, that kind of stuff. But it's got this indulgent side to it,
hmm
right? This pig likes to go a little bit over the top sometimes. Eat an extra piece of pie. Spend a little too much on Christmas presents. Go over the top.
hmm
So, with us losing this lack of boundaries and structure, and we're becoming a little bit more flexible, that metal is still present and it's still saying we still need to put systems in place so that we don't overspend, so that we don't overdo it, right?
hmm
Because, it's like if we know this is the energy we're heading into on November 8th through December 7th, prepare now for that. Like set the budget, figure out how long Thanksgiving dinner is going to be, or whatever.
Yep.
So I'm just kind of painting a story or painting a picture of a story that says this is how this energy is showing up in kind of out there in the world, but we're each going to be influenced by it separately and differently depending on our own personal charts.
Yeah.
So what do you want to add to that that's important to know?
Well, the pig is a water animal. It's a young water animal, and water is the element of emotional energy. And the pig is a very compassionate animal. So it's no surprise that we spend time with our families
Hmm.
in the month of November for like Thanksgiving. And metal is the element that supports water. So it's almost like putting a supercharge into that water emotional energy. So it's
Hmm.
going to be important for us to remember our boundaries when we're spending time with our families. Another thing to remember about the pigs, um, it's the final member of the zodiac, the final animal of the zodiac. It's called the finisher. So
Hmm.
this is a really good time to dot your I's and cross your T's for the year of 2022, moving into the energy of 2023. Um, it's like you were saying, it's still gonna be some pretty big energy for this month. So it's important to not get lost in your emotional energy. It's important to remember the boundaries that were set from last month and moving into this one.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think on top of, we have to remember that not only is this pig bringing in water, but this is just a high water year already. And so this is just like, this could be literally like a wave, coming in, just kind of crashing. And we don't want to get caught under that undertow. We want to have a plan B. We want to have somebody that we can call if we're getting overwhelmed. We want to have a system, right? Companies do it. They know what to do if the internet goes out, right? They know who to call. They know what
Mm-hmm.
to do if somebody doesn't come into work that day because they're sick. Well, we can pass this work on to somebody else. So we need to kind of set that up for ourselves. And it's
Yeah.
really easy, I think, for Pig to kind of go, oh, it'll be fine, not really take things too seriously because it is more about a jovial, let's just be there for one another. But we got to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves as well.
Yes.
Not out there worrying about everybody else, but taking care of ourselves.
Yeah,
And that's such a good boundary
it is.
to create. Anything else around that energy, the pig and the yin metal? I like that you said it's supportive energy. There is
Mm-hmm.
like a charge there. So
Mm-hmm.
what's the source? Like, what are you plugging into, right? That's giving you that charge. Are you
Yeah.
plugging into the local news, the cable news? Are you plugging into your ranting hairstylist? Where are you plugging into that's going to charge you, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and what emotions are you plugging into? Are you
Yeah.
plugging into negative emotions or are you plugging into positive emotions? We have a choice this month.
Yeah, and we always have a choice, but we're gonna feel it. Like it's
You-
amping, it's like an
Yep.
electrical current, right? That we'll be reactive to.
Yep.
I
It's
think
true.
one thing I love about the pig is the pig is just, he's really considered one of Earth's angels because
Mm-hmm.
they are so compassionate and so generous with their time and their energy. And it's just another good reminder of that's why boundaries are important, that we're not overly giving and doing too much
Yes.
to, and not including us in that, you know.
Yeah.
Treat yourself to something nice. And I do like too that you highlighted that it's the end of the Chinese zodiac cycle. So take this opportunity to finish things off,
Mm-hmm.
pay off any debts, get your bills caught up, that kind of stuff. Maybe that's part of the boundaries, is get those mundane things taken care of and then kind of assessing where you're going to go from there.
Yes. Yes. Also important, snakes. Snake is the opposite
Mm,
animal of the pig. So
mhm.
watch it this month. Make sure that you're laying low rather than trying to push. Pushing energy for snakes is not the best.
Yeah, because that's a fire animal, and it wouldn't surprise me if you don't feel exhausted.
Exactly.
Allow yourself to retreat and take a nap on the beach.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
I love that you're going to Hawaii for the
And I'm
pig
a
month.
snake. So yeah. Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah, that's
That's good.
great. Okay, so tell us what's going on in the western skies.
A lot. A lot is going on this month.
Okay.
First things first, a couple of days ago, we had the planet Mars go retrograde in the sign of Gemini. Now, Gemini is the sign of communication and is the sign of how our minds work and how they think. And Mars is the planet of desire and forward movement. So when Mars goes retrograde, it's like pushing on the brakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to rethink. It's kind of like going into another Mercury retrograde cycle.
Mm.
We have to really, really be clear about what it is that we want, what we want to say before we say it. We have to push pause before we move forward saying what we need to say. Um, just in the
Mm.
last couple of weeks, I've noticed I've with the eclipse energy that's in the air right now, I've sent a few texts that were not what I meant to say.
Mm.
I've had a few conversations that I said what I didn't really mean. So it's important for us to really pause between now and January 10th,
Oh,
because this is
okay.
how long the energy is going to be lasting, to really be clear about what it is that we want to be thinking, choosing positive thoughts over negative thoughts, choosing the thought processes that we want to choose,
Mm-hmm.
and not just kind of popping off on social media and on text via email. Check your emails, check your texts before you press send.
Good
Second thing
idea.
that's happening is the eclipse season. I don't know about you, but a couple of weeks ago when we experienced the solar eclipse in Scorpio, eclipse season means major changes. So any of the changes that we experience in eclipse season, from the solar eclipse in Scorpio until November 8th, which is the lunar eclipse in It's the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. Taurus is about personal possessions and our own self-value and money. So here
Oh.
we go with the pig again.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to put a limit on what is it that we're going to be buying for the holidays. What really matters? Is it meeting with
Mm-hmm.
friends and family, or is it the gifts? This
Yeah.
is something that we're going to be kind of gauging.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the main energies that are coming for this month in Western astrology that are going to be the big ones, the power
Okay.
hitters.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Isn't it just fascinating?
It is.
The
It is.
layering of it.
With lunar eclipses are emotional energy. It's where we go inside. It's what we need to release. So this is going to be a great time for us to release any negative emotions or thought processes dealing with self-worth that are negative. So
Mm.
letting go this month of if you've been holding a grudge towards someone, let it go. This is the month
Ooh,
to
I
let it
love
go,
that.
especially with the finisher energy of the pig.
Mm-hmm. Now, what day is the lunar eclipse again?
November 8th, which
Okay.
is kind of interesting because
Yeah.
that's the beginning of this pig cycle. So
Yeah. Wow. Well, it seems so. We don't want it to seem heavy. We don't like, right? We want to seem like this is just such a great opportunity to really find completion, find a resolution in so many things in our
yeah,
lives, even just in the patterns, the thoughts and the things that keep reoccurring. Okay, I
yep,
hear you shuffling.
yes. Okay, this is right in alignment with what we've been talking about. This is the green elephant. It's about listening.
Oh, I love that
So
card.
one of the feng shui cures that you've taught me over the years is if you get a green elephant and put its ear to the ground, it
Hmm.
helps us to listen. So rather than, it's kind of like that Mars retrograde in Gemini. We want to be listening rather than talking. Rather than being right, we're wanting to listen to
Hmm.
the people that we love. I actually pulled two decks because there were two decks that were standing out to me today. So I'm going to pull one more card. Actually, this one pulled two. Interesting. The Four of Earth. Four of Earth cautions not to overspend.
You heard it here, people.
You heard it here. Save your money, go for the
Yeah.
deal. Go for the deal.
Hmm.
The Four of Earth is also about giving to the less fortunate. So rather than buying gifts this season, this holiday season, donate your time, donate your money to other people that really need it.
Oh, I
And
love
then
that.
finally, the King of Earth. The King of Earth is generous. The
Mm.
King of Earth offers opportunities. The King of Earth has the Midas touch. Everything we touch turns to gold.
Mm.
But it's also on the Midas side. The negative side to the Midas is the miser, which is Ebenezer Scrooge energy. So
Oh.
we need to make sure that we're giving freely of of the things that we already have
Hmm.
and giving without needing to receive.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Because if we go in with stinginess, that's not what we're saying, right? We're saying
No,
it's just energy. So whether it's your time or your prayers or your love, your attention versus, a check or your credit card, it's just an energy. So
yeah,
just be, aware of what energy you're exchanging out there, what you're sending out there,
yeah,
and creating some limits, some boundaries.
yeah. And as we do that, what it not only helps us to take care of ourselves, like you were talking about earlier, but it helps us to be aware of the needs of others around us.
Right. And that's the pig through and through. Yeah.
Yep, it
So
is.
good. Anything else to close off with?
Nothing that I can think of. Nothing that I can think of. Just, protect your energy this month. Be
Hmm.
really clear about what it is that you want to be focusing on.
Okay. Well, thanks, my friend. And thank you, everyone. You know how to reach us if you want to get a reading, an update, or just ask some questions. There's links below. Have a fabulous November. Bye.